Hi everyone, today in this video we are going to learn DBMS, RDBMS and difference between DBMS and RDBMS and basic terminologies, data, database, schema and object. Let's start with the DBMS. DBMS full form is Database Management System. DBMS is a software which is used to store some data and manage the data. Generally, DBMS is a combination of database and management services. Management services are inserting new data to database, updating old data to new data, deleting unwanted data from the database, fetching or retrieving or accessing data from a database. DBMS generally combination of database and management services. These are the management services. DBMS will not support normalization. Will not support normalization. Normalization means eliminating the redundancy of a data, enhancing the integrity of a data. Or we can say if we have a huge volume of data, instead of storing in a single table, we can split into multiple tables and establish a relationship between the tables. DBMS will not support normalization. DBMS will support for single user. DBMS will support for single user. DBMS is preferred for small scale organization. Small scale organization. DBMS is preferred for small scale organization. In DBMS, data will stored in file format with different extension, hence establishing relationship between the files is not possible. In DBMS, data will store in file format with different extension, hence establishing relationship between that is not possible in DBMS. Example, consider this is the DBMS. This is DBMS. Data will store in file format. This is JPEG. This is APK file. This is MP3 file. MP4. XML. In DBMS, data will store in file format with different extension, hence establishing relationship between the files is not possible in DBMS. Now next move to RDBMS. Next move to RDBMS. RDBMS full form is Relational Database Management System. RDBMS full form is Relational Database Management System. RDBMS is a software which is used to store some data and manage the data. Managing in the sense inserting new data to database, updating old data to new data, deleting unwanted data from the database, fetching or retrieving or accessing data from the database. RDBMS is a updated or advanced version of DBMS. RDBMS is a updated or advanced version of DBMS. If any DBMS software has to update to RDBMS, it must follow the EF code principle. If any DBMS software has to update to RDBMS, it must follow the EF code principle. First principle or first rule says each and every cell must consist of a single data. Each and every cell must consist of a single data. In previous class, we saw employee table and department table. In that, each and every cell consisting of a single data. If cell consisting of a multiple data, confusion will happen. For example, here you can see this is a table. Name, gender, age. I will write name Sunny, male, female, 21, 22. Here I only know Sunny is a male or female. If I am writing in a cell multiple value or like multiple data, confusion will take place. That is the reason EF code first principle says each and every cell must consist of a single value. I only know this is male or female. Do you know Sunny is a male or female? I only know. I will write another one Sunny and I will write here male and I will write. Now it will be very easy to understand. First one is Sunny Deol, second one is a Sunny Leon. If the names are same, I am writing in a cell multiple values, confusion will take place. Second principle says if we have a huge volume of data, instead of storing in a single table, we can split into multiple table and establish a relationship between the table. I will give an example. I will take it as Gmail. I will take example as Gmail. Gmail example. Sign up details. Sign up details. I will take here login details. I will take here compose details. Compose. Here what I am doing means I am not storing Gmail data into a single table. I split it into multiple tables, sign up details and login details and compose details. In sign up details, we have first name, last name, username, mobile number, and I will say password. Here in login details, I will take username, password, forgot password, or captcha. Here, captcha. In compose detail, I will take to CC, BCC, subject, body. See, I took an example of Gmail. Gmail data I am not storing in a single table. I split it into multiple tables and I can establish a relationship between the tables. As for the time being, relationship means you can say primary key and foreign key. RDBMS will support normalization. RDBMS will support normalization. RDBMS will support for multiple users. RDBMS will support for multiple users. RDBMS is preferred for large scale organization. Large scale organization. In RDBMS, data will stored in table format. Hence, we can establish a relationship between the tables. In RDBMS, data will stored in table format. We can establish a relationship between the tables. Okay? We can say EF code is a father of RDBMS. This is all about RDBMS. Now move to difference between DBMS and RDBMS. Quickly we will see difference between DBMS and RDBMS. DBMS and RDBMS. In DBMS, data will store in file format with different extension. In RDBMS, data will stored in table format. Table format. Here, we cannot establish a relationship between the files. We cannot establish a relationship. We can establish a relationship. We can establish a relationship. And DBMS will not support normalization. DBMS will not support normalization, but RDBMS will support normalization. It will support for a single user. DBMS will support for a single user. It will support for a multiple user. DBMS is preferred for small scale organization. RDBMS is preferred for large scale organization. Example of DBMS: file manager. I will take file manager, gallery. Here example for RDBMS: WhatsApp, Gmail, Instagram, Facebook. In market, there are so many RDBMS softwares are available: Oracle, MySQL, MongoDB, Sysbase, AWS, DB2. Now we will move to basic terminology. First, we will see what is data. What is data? Data is a piece of information or raw fact. Data is a piece of information or raw fact. Next, database. Database. Database is a centralized place where we can store some data and manage the data. What? Database is a centralized place where we can store some data and manage the data. Centralized place means common place everyone can access. For example, Play Store is a database. Everyone can access the data from the Play Store, right? Then generally database is a collection of information. Each and every database must allow the following interactions: means inserting new data to a database, updating old data to new data, deleting unwanted data from the database, fetching or retrieving or accessing data from the database. Now we will see the diagram for database. This is the database. This is the table. In RDBMS, database always in table format or tabular format. This is a table or entity or object. Table is also known as entity or object. These are the columns, fields or attributes or identifiers. Columns are also known as fields, attributes or identifiers. These are the rows or records or tuples. This is the cell. In EF code first principle, we saw each and every cell must consist of a single value. This is the cell. We can frame a definition for cell. It is the intersection of rows and columns. Cell is the intersection of rows and columns, right? Okay, this is all about database. Now we will move to schema. Schema is nothing but a collection of tables. If I take an example of like product table, order table and customer feedback table, these three tables, the collection of tables is known as schema. Then object. Object is a real world entity. Each and every entity has its own attributes and properties which describes about themselves. Object is a real world entity. Each and every entity has their own attributes and properties which is described about themselves. I will give an example of marker. I will take example as marker. Consider marker is a real world entity or object. I will take example as marker is a real world entity. I will write first type, color, size, manufacturer, and expire date. I will type is it's a temporary marker or whiteboard marker. Color is blue. Size is 5 inches. 5 inches. Manufacturer Camlin. Expire date something date. I will write. Object is a real world entity. Each and every entity has their own attributes and properties which is describe about themselves is known as object or entity or table. This is all about today's class. Thank you for watching this video.